Hey folks, Mike here from Ollie, and today I'm excited to share something that's going to completely change how you think about building navigation for your WordPress websites. Introducing Menu Designer, a powerful new plugin that lets you create beautiful, responsive drop-down menus and mobile menus using the native WordPress block editor. If you've ever tried to customize your site's navigation with a block theme, you know it can be pretty limiting. You're usually stuck with basic text links, maybe a simple drop-down, and mobile menus that are mostly just lists of links. But what if you could build menus with the same creative freedom that you have when you're designing your posts and pages? That's exactly what Menu Designer does. Instead of being restricted to plain text links, you can now build expressive, content-rich menus using blocks. Want to add images to your dropdown? No problem. Need to include a call to action button in your mobile menu? Easy. Want to create a mega menu with multiple columns and rich content? Go for it. And here's the best part. If you're using the Ollie theme, we've included a collection of beautiful pre-designed drop-down and mobile menu templates to help you get started quickly. No more staring at a blank canvas, wondering how to make your navigation look professional. All right, let's hop into WordPress and see exactly how easy it is to build a stunning navigation with Menu Designer. All right, here I am in the WordPress site editor, and you'll notice with Menu Designer, there isn't a clunky settings screen or any configuration to worry about. Instead, we've built this right into the WordPress block editor, so you can edit it just like you do the rest of your site. So I'm here in the site editor. Let's hop into the patterns tab because I want to talk briefly about how this plugin works. So Menu Designer leans on template parts, which are effectively global content elements that we can assign to different parts of our site, and then we can come back and edit them in one central location. So you'll probably know of a few template parts, even if the name doesn't sound familiar, but your header and footer, and sometimes your sidebar, those are often template parts. These are things that we put on every page of our site usually, and then when we need to edit it, we come back to one location to edit them, and then those changes get pushed to all of the pages where it's used. So same idea with Menu Designer. We're going to lean on a template part, and we have a special category called Menu. And we're going to create the menus here, and then again, they will be assigned to different menus, navigations throughout our site. So that's in effect how it works. Let's go ahead and hop into the header, and we'll just take a little look at how we get started here. So I'm going to click on the navigation block to get started and click in the settings tab in the middle here. You'll notice there's a new panel called mobile menu. And if I click in this little select menu, you see there's a few in here. And I'm going to go ahead and click the mobile menu, which I created earlier, and click preview. And we get this really cool preview of a mobile menu. And that's going to show us exactly the kind of menu that we're going to attach to our site. So just very quickly, let's just go ahead and save that and take a look. So by default, the menu looks just like a list of links. It works. It's not great. Works simple enough, but with the Menu Designer, we can refresh it and see just like that. With a few clicks, we're able to get something way better, much more beautiful, much more expressive, and just a much more content-rich experience. So let's hop back over and take a look, a deeper look. So I was able to create that because I had some already made, and but you can create them from scratch, and it's pretty easy to do as well. You can see there's a link here that says create a new one. Let's go ahead and do that. And what it's going to do is open a new tab and give us a blank slate to create that. So you can come over here, you can use patterns to build that out. You can use blocks to build from scratch. Ollie, if you have the Ollie theme, we provide a ton of awesome patterns that fit perfectly with Menu Designer and gives you a quick head start. There's a bunch of card style layouts, but we also have these new menu items. And you might have noticed when I first opened this page, there was a design tab visible in the right sidebar here. And this pulls in all of the patterns that are associated with menus. So if I click here, you can see, and we can resize this to kind of get an idea. I can browse through all of these awesome menu layouts. And if we get down here towards the middle, you can see we have mobile menus. And I can click and explore and choose different ones. Let's go ahead and look at this one. This one looks really cool. We can, customize this further. You can get in here and change the links and your logo and all that stuff. But I'm just going to save this one, and we'll look at that one. And let's go ahead and go back and can see it's automatically selected that and created it. So if we come back again and refresh, now we have that new mobile menu. Again, just a few clicks and we have menus that are just way, way better. Okay, we can dial this in even further. So we can come down here and change some of the style. So you'll notice on here, there's a white background around this. Maybe we want to customize that. We can come down here, mobile menu background. We can maybe choose a nice tint color, or we can even do something crazy. You make it green. Let's go ahead and see what that looks like. That looks pretty crazy, but also kind of looks cool. Also, I didn't even have to hop over to that new tab. I can also continue to use this preview button. So maybe if that's too much, maybe you want to go with something more like a tint and preview it. That looks pretty nice. Maybe let's go with that. And we can also customize the icon, the menu icon. So you see here, and if we customize that, let's just make that something we can see real quick. And you can see it's customized. We have that color there. If we save it, go to the front end, refresh, we have that really cool icon and our new mobile menu. So that's it in a nutshell. It's super easy. It's effectively leaning on things we already know, like patterns, and just bringing in just a few light settings to bring it all together. Okay, just a quick sidebar. So I showed you how you can create a new menu item by clicking the link in the sidebar, but there's another way of doing it as well. So I just wanted to show you that real quick. If we hop out into the site editor and click into the menu template part, you can see we have our menus here. So to add a new one from this screen, you can go to add pattern, add template part, new menu item, and then make sure you click the menu category down here and click add. And then any content you add here and save will show up as a possible menu item for the mobile menu and the mega menu items. All right, so that's mobile menus. Now let's go ahead and look at drop downs, also known as mega menu items. Mega menus are like big drop down menus. You'll notice if we go to something like stripe.com, they have these really big drop downs with a bunch of different settings in them. And it's cool because you can bring kind of more content to the menu, make it more useful, more action oriented. And with Menu Designer, we can do that. So the process is pretty similar. We're going to create template parts, and then we're going to assign those to individual navigation items, and then we can customize them further. Let's go ahead and add one. I'm going to click add block, and you can see we have a block here called drop down menu. If you don't see that, you can click browse all and search, and you can type in Menu Designer, drop down, mega menu, all these things will bring it up. And let's go ahead and call it big drop down. And let's move it to the front of the list and click it. All right, now, again, like I said, we have a very similar setup here. You can see we have a drop-down menu item here, and let's go ahead and click one of these. I have a few created, and again, we can click preview, and I can see the template part that we're going to assign to this navigation item. That's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and go with that for now. And let's go ahead and save it and just look at it real quick. Let's get rid of that. Big drop down. If I click it, boom, super simple. We have an awesome card style drop down. Looks great. It's responsive, has edge detection. It looks great on all screen sizes. All right, let's take it a little further. Let's move this thing along. I don't want to keep you here all day. We have a few more settings. Open on hover. You can choose to have this open on hover. This adds hover intent as well. So if users kind of go out of the menu a little bit, it's okay. It stays open. It kind of anticipates that they're still in the menu until they want to close it. You can choose to disable the big drop down menus on mobile. Maybe the design you're making doesn't quite fit on mobile. You can choose to disable that, or you can just use one of the mobile menus that we just showed and avoid that entirely. And then we have these width settings. So by default, it's set at a content width, which is defined by the theme. But we can also go with something wider and full width. Let's choose a wide design and see what that looks like. Now, you can see here, it made it like a full width panel, which is pretty cool. This design is more meant to be a card style, but you can choose to put whatever you want in there. But similarly, how we just changed the design, for the mobile menu, I can come over here, click edit template. It's going to open it up in a new tab. Let's resize it a bit. And similarly, we can just change the design easily here. And if you scroll down, I have some designs in the Ollie theme. So you can get the Ollie theme at olliewp.com, free block theme, and it comes with all these beautiful patterns that blend seamlessly into Menu Designer. And I can click and look at the different big panel drop downs we have. So let's go ahead and choose that one and save it. Now, if I come over here, I instantly have a beautiful drop-down panel. I can customize these rows of, or these columns of content. I can change the video, make this a video, something like that. I can come in here as well and make this full width. And then it goes full screen. You can see it goes across the whole top of the screen, and you can really get crazy with the designs here. You can get as custom as you want because these are just patterns. And so they're only limited to your imagination. You can just build whatever you want, just like you do any other padding. We have a few other settings. We can choose how tall we want it, or I'm sorry, how far from the menu we want it to drop down. So you can see created a lot more space. So you can just get fancy with that. And finally, just some justification settings. So you can customize if you want to align left, right, center under your navigation item. You'll notice that sometimes these are disabled. With the wide width and the full width, we disable the justification because we take care of the centering for you to make sure it looks beautiful on your website. So that's it in a nutshell. Again, we're just using familiar concepts we're bringing together in an intuitive way and giving you content-rich menus right inside the WordPress block editor. All right, folks, there you have it. That's Menu Designer in action. As you can see, we've completely reimagined what's possible with WordPress navigation. No more settling for boring text-only menus when you can create rich, expressive navigation experiences that truly complement your site's design. And if you're using the free Ollie theme, which you should be, those pre-designed menu templates are going to save you a ton of time and effort. You can start with a professional design and customize it to match your brand, or you can use them as inspiration for creating something completely unique. Menu Designer is available now in Ollie Pro alongside our other powerful features like the extensive Pro pattern library and the game-changing site setup wizard. So head on over to olliewp.com and subscribe to Ollie Pro today. All right, folks, thanks for hanging out with me in this video. I'll see you next time.